everybody. Welcome back to the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. I'm your host, Elaine the Brain Terso, and I'm here with my other friend, Elaine Williams, who is
Oh
going to
my
be
God.
a speaker at the Elevate Your Online Presence Business Summit, April 19th and 20th. Elaine is going to be joining us on the April 19th panel for content and social media, which will be happening at 2:10 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget that. Miss Elaine. Oh my God. I just love being able to say my own name when I introduce
Miss Elaine.
It's not.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't meet a lot of other people named Elaine. And so when you find
I
somebody like
know.
instant friends, because
It
obviously, and
is very exciting. Very
tell
exciting.
the people a little about you.
When I was 6, no, I'm just kidding. I love to make people go, oh no. So I'm a video and visibility coach, a speaker coach, a best-selling author, comedian. I love all things self-expression, and I help people find their voice and own their power. And I really, really, really love, especially helping women tap into that expression. And they're, a lot of times we get squelched or whatever. And I'm like, let's bring it back. Let's cultivate it. Let's scoop it up. And it is my greatest pleasure to see people flying. They're like, oh my God, I started a podcast. It's all your fault. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I know. Why is that so hard for us as women to be visible, to press go, to not talk ourselves out of doing the video, out of posting the blog, out of posting the podcast? It's like, what the fuck? Why does this happen to us?
Well, I have a million, I'm working on another book, but I believe, if you look at little girls, they're like, "Wah, wah," we all come out self-expressed, and they say between like age 5 and 7, all of a sudden little girls stop raising their hands. They realize that they don't want to be considered bossy or whatever. And I'm hoping that's changing, but that has happened for a long, long time. And then if you think we're conditioned, to be nice, to subservient. And again, that's changing, but I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I was constantly being told, you're too much, you're not enough, but you're too much, you're too loud, you're too this. And I thought I was supposed to look like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And, that was never going to happen. And so I think a lot of women, we get unconsciously and consciously gaslit or whatever. And so that's one reason I know you and I both are like, be loud and proud. Like,
Yes.
whoa.
Just show up as your authentic self and fuck anybody who says that you're too much or that you're not enough or whatever. Because my rule is one person. I'm talking to one person. And if I can help one person with my message, then I'm okay with that. And
I
if
love
someone
that. And
says anything otherwise, I just helped one person. What have you done today?
Yeah, I love that. And that takes the pressure off, I think, because, I always say lean into the camera, one person, one problem, one solution. Because if you start thinking the World Wide Web, it's like,
I got to help millions of people.
Yeah, no,
Or just
I
one.
love that. Just one. And in commercials, they teach you to talk to one friend. They say, talk to your best friend about Colgate and how she has bad breath. Say, like, have you tried Colgate? But it like grounds you. It's a totally different come from rather than thinking of the World Wide Web.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So tell us, what's your favorite social media or your favorite type of content to put out into the world?
Wow. It's Elaine. It's so funny because if you had asked me a few years ago, I would have said, TikTok? Are you crazy? But I really love TikTok. I think because of my comedic and musical theater background, but also because I am very, I think we're all one. And I have always had gay friends and different races. This is I'm a United Nations kind of person. And so I love that they're sort of, I don't want to say freaks, but all kinds of people and all kinds of people being self-expressed. And I love that because that's one of my values, as is yours. Jodi Picoult, I just caught her and she's talking about how all these books are getting banned in Florida
Mhm.
by parents who haven't even read the books.
Yes,
And
I
I got in
saw
trouble.
that video too.
Crazy.
Yes.
But I love it that people have this platform.
Yeah.
And I thought she said she was very eloquent and she
Mhm.
wasn't like coming from this reactionary, I thought she had a really valid point. But I love it that there's platforms that people can express what's going on with
Yeah.
drag queens and
Mhm.
librarians and
Mhm.
sports things and fun things. And
Mhm.
so to me, it's just like this super creative,
Yeah.
innovative platform, and all the other platforms are kind of
Mhm.
scrambling to sort of keep up. No, I mean, I have fun with YouTube. I've had fun with Instagram. I probably the least one that I hang out in is Twitter, because that's just like a whole mess of
That's a
stuff that I'm
dumpster
like, oh,
fire.
yeah, I'm like, I was never really into it, but now that there's
Same.
been this,
Yeah, same.
it's like,
Yeah.
but and I mean, Facebook is where it all started, and
Yeah.
there are so many cool communities and groups on Facebook.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, if I had to pick one, it would be TikTok, which I cannot believe I'm saying, but
I love
that's
TikTok. I think TikTok thinks I'm a lesbian. I like
oh my God.
literally, I'm like, I think TikTok thinks I'm a lesbian and that I own horses, which I don't, but I get a lot of horses and a lot of dogs, which is, I'm a dog person anyways. I get to see all my favorite shows recapped.
Oh
I can
my
watch
gosh.
Friends anytime I want on TikTok. And
That's
it's just,
hilarious. I think that's the name of your next book. TikTok thought I was a lesbian.
I know, it's so funny. And all the recipes, like give me all the recipes. We've actually made recipes from TikTok. Like my husband said,
TikTok.
"Hey,
Now
I
see,
want to make burrito tacos." I'm like, "Well, let me go find an abuela on TikTok and we'll get you an original abuela recipe to make burrito tacos."
ooh,
And they were freaking delicious. But you got it, like you can
amazing.
find any of that stuff on TikTok.
Okay, see, I have not gotten any cooking things, because it's one of my, like, someday I will, but I'm going to send you. I have a friend whose wife is like an amazing Mexican cook, blah blah blah. So I will send you
Mm,
something. But yeah, it's like,
mhm.
it's just like there's a whole world. And when people say, "Oh, it's so negative," I'm like, my feeds are pretty positive, because I'm
Yeah.
goofy and I like to watch funny cat, funny dog. I mean, every
Mhm.
once in a while I see some raging anger, but most of the time and so I always want to say, if you're feeling like things are negative, then make sure you're focusing on the positive, lean more towards the fun or the positive,
Yeah,
because the
because
algorithm will
you can
respond.
curate your own algorithm. So I always say, if some dude says, "Well, all I see is teenagers dancing," sir, that's what you're engaging with. Okay? Okay. So it's only going to show you more of the things that it thinks you like. So if you're saying, "I'm only seeing girls twerking," I'm sorry, then you're the problem.
Dude,
You're the
yeah.
problem. So yeah, but I've wound up on cheater TikTok. I've wound up on which is hysterical, by the way, because I told my husband, I said, "I think you're cheating on me because everybody on TikTok is being cheated on." He goes, "Oh, please. Like, when do I have time?" I'm like, "I know this is true."
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh, now I
TikTok,
want to
it makes
explore
everybody
it.
think that their spouse is cheating.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love the, survivor stories and the rescue stories. But, to be honest, like I really try, because I'm so excited. I have new clients, and I'm speaking a lot. So I try to be super, like, get on, scroll for a little bit, post for some clients, and then, because you can really,
Yeah.
lose yourself.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get that. So, super excited to have you at the summit. And thank you so much for stepping on into the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. We'll see you guys.